Diane, I'm listening to a podcast, Black Lodge Trivia Night. I've never heard so many game aspirations in my life.
That's when I prolapsed and I had to get the enema applied directly to my forehead. And none of those things make any sense if you think too hard about it.
Hello, and welcome to Black Lodge Trivia Night. I am Matt, joined as always by Art and Patrick. Fellas.
How you doing, guys?
Hola.
Tonight's exciting. We're finally back in the world of the Twilight Friars, the Black Cloaks, the yet-to-be-named group that caused a little bit of miscommunication in our Discord, which you should join if you're listening to this. But tonight we are back to Symbaroum. I can't wait. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I think I've had it the easiest of everybody for a good long while, so I'm fine. How about you guys?
It's been a week. Both. Just on so many fronts.
The horrors persist, but so do we. So it's fine. Life is good.
Absolutely.
It's been
good. Well, I cannot be more excited for tonight. Well, I guess I could be more excited if we were like playing in person with paint and miniatures and fog machines and sound effects and all that cool stuff. But we're not. And instead we have
sounds like a
completely unrelated trivia. Art, how about it?
All right. You guys ready for tonight's trivia question?
Yes.
Always.
We're going to get right into it. All right, here we go. Season 2, episode 14, which is pretty early in the season. Things are starting to unravel for one Leland Palmer. And as part of that unraveling, he, spoiler alert, kills his niece, Maddie, who's Laura's cousin. And it's kind of a look-alike. It's kind of almost unbelievable. But after he kills her, he hides her body. Where does he hide her body?
Oh, shit. Patrick, do you know this one?
I mean, it's not at the brothel somewhere, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I have no idea.
No location comes to mind. I'm going to say the woods, but I feel like it's going to be a specific location meaningful to Twin Peaks. I'll say the woods, but
okay, is that your final answer, Matt?
Yeah.
All right, and Patrick, how about you?
Dumpster behind the Phi Chi Cap house.
Final answer?
Yeah, locked in.
All right. The correct answer, and I'm not sure, I'm not somebody in possession of one of these, so I don't know how you'd make it fit, but he hides her in his golf bag.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point it's in the closet while like James and Don are like, hey, have you seen Maddie? And she's in and at another point he gets pulled over and she's in the trunk in a golf bag. As a bonus question, Bob sticks a letter underneath Maddie's fingernail. Do you remember the letter that he puts under her fingernail?
I don't remember the letter, but this is a good chance for me to hop on a soapbox. That the letters never are. This is the last we see of the letters, right? They're never touched upon again. It's this very interesting like clue that David Lynch starts to develop, and then just like we drop it after this, right?
So, to if I may join you on the soapbox in sort of like a clown car fashion,
yeah, Patrick, you want to hop on too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not enough room for one, so let's all get on there. So when, and I mean that word emphatically, our official rewatch occurs.
Yes.
One thing I would love to talk about is it Lynch or is it Frost?
Oh yeah, right, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I don't have any expertise or insight in that, but I feel like while they both had a shared vision for like maybe the big picture, I feel like their interests were in different places at times. So I'd be curious.
I think you can add three things into that. I think you can say, is it Lynch? Is it Frost? It doesn't matter. And the reason we're not getting satisfaction is because of the networks. and like shortening the lifespan of Twin Peaks. Like, do I think that the letters would have been flushed out and have made something interesting? Maybe, if we had 5 seasons in a movie.
Right, exactly.
No, I don't remember the letter.
All right. Patrick takes a 1 in 26 chance with Q. Matt, do you want to take a stab?
Sure. I think I'll go with F for fire.
All right.
I don't remember.
The correct answer is O, because if you remember, the letters were spelling out the word Robert. And so there's RBT, and then the last letter under Maddie's fingernail was O.
So do you think that was the long-term payoff in revealing who the killer was?
But
revealing Bob, because they had to show Bob. They showed Bob in the UK.
Right. That's a good question. I think, yes, it was going to eventually lead somehow to Bob. And then, of course, most people probably know, I think Lynch's intention was to never solve the mystery. So,
yeah.
But then I would have been curious to see how that played out if given more time to develop the full word. Obviously, because then you're looking at another like 3 victims, if I'm counting correctly. So it could have been interesting.
Well, but Agent Cooper already had 1 letter. He knew to look for it, right?
Yes, yeah, because there was Teresa Banks. There was one found under there. They found one under Renette, even though she survived. Obviously, Laura. So they knew to look when they finally tracked down Maddie.
But the Teresa one's interesting. Anyways, it's funny you brought that clue up, because about 3 weeks ago, actually, whenever I rewatched the pilot, I was like, oh yeah, those fucking letters. What about those? And I went down a rabbit hole of like the letters. So cool.
There we go.
All right. Well, shall we get into it?
Absolutely.
Yes. But before that, I lit a spooky candle because it's spooky.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
Got a nice red currant apple cider spice, pomegranate lemon peel.
Yeah.
So we were talking before we started. What if you are listening to our Symbaroum episodes in back to back order, you can skip ahead a little bit here and use the chapters and jump ahead. We're going to give a little recap and a little bit of regroup, because there's some things that when you play every 3 months get lost in the details, and some things that I know that are maybe important that may not be picked up upon. But I think, if you guys don't mind, why don't we just real quick just reintroduce our characters, really, who we're playing, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can go first. I'm playing Ebril. I am the 3rd son of a merchant family, which meant I was already pretty useless in terms of marriage proposal, society positioning. But because of a childhood illness that left my face partially disfigured, there was no hope for me. So my family sort of handed me off to Prios and the church, and that's the only family I've actually ever really known, except when I was young, the only one who sort of gave me the time of day within my family was my brother, my older brother, who ended up going off to war and never came home. But we never knew if he was killed, if he was missing, if he was captured. But I felt like I owed it to him to figure out one way or another what his fate was. So yeah, so that's my character, Ebril. The basic things, I'm a witch hunter, which is a little bit of like a dex-based fighter. So yeah, that's my character.
Patrick.
I am going to be playing and continuing to play Yark Blackscript, who is a kind of trinket collecting symbolist. I was part of I was kind of in with the weird kids at Castle Umberholt. And yeah, I think I just kind of follow along right now, and it's been 146 days, so that's what I remember about my character. I am a wizard, but not quite a wizard. So
yeah, that's an interesting thing about your character. Yeah, it's magic, but it's based on the tattoos on your body, right?
Yes.
It's
and
not
the
based on
fetishes.
he decorates himself in tattoos, but he has to make fetishes and runes to be able to use them. So he needs runes.
Very
but he,
witch doctory.
So we started out and we learned about some of these characters that were fundamental to your upbringing in Kloster Umberholt. And then, like a real dick, I immediately burned all of that to the ground after you climbed through the mountains with Sister Frida. And you discovered that Kloster Umberholt had been completely demolished. Now, you were tasked to escape at all costs and protect a tome. Now, we haven't talked much about the tome. You know that you met with Sister Frida in a bar, and with the tome still wrapped, you passed it over her. Now, one thing that I want to remind you of is in this time, and we are a few months later at least, there has been zero word of the destruction of Kloster Umberholt, which means there are forces at play. And you had this brief conversation, this brief flashback with Sister Frida. No one is talking about the destruction of the Kloster. And it's important to note, I'm going to add in a little bit of lore bit here that I was thinking about. Kloster Umberholt sits at the base of one of the tallest mountains east of the Symbaroum forest. And the mountains this mountain peak is one of the first to receive the day's sunlight at sunrise, and is said where Prios first descended upon our world. So you sit at the base of a very holy location that some of the most devout followers of Prios will sometimes take pilgrimage to. And so I think it should be concerning to you guys when Sister Frida says, we haven't heard a word. Not only because you have not heard from some of your most trusted and loyal friends from Kloster Umberholt, but also because there's no scuttlebutt about
it. Right. You would think that this would either drum up the ire of the church, other chapters of the Black Cloaks. Somebody would respond to this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I want to point out, we've talked about that the Black Cloaks are kind of the internal spy organization of the Church of Prios, but you worked for a particular subset, these Twilight Friars at Kloster Umberholt, that kind of handled everything. So you handled internal church corruption, you dealt with politics inside the church, but also you're out on the hinterlands, you're out next in, mingling with barbarian tribes, you're dealing with beasts, you're a little bit of a jack of all trades, and you're highly independent, and your particular sect are some of the most devout and loyal followers of Prios. I mean, you're in a frozen fucking tundra 9 months out of the year, basically.
Yeah. And we were trying to develop a name for that subgroup.
No. You're trying to develop a name for what I'm trying to get from you guys is, if you were to rebuild, if you were to restart, and Sister Frida posed this question to you, and then we had this beautiful moment by Patrick where we came up with the Twilight Friars and how it was a breakfast joint. Patrick, do you remember this? You had this beautiful line where Yarick's like, I put away all the menus. You guys aren't ready for this yet. And it was so fucking good.
I do remember that.
So Sister Frida did kind of present that to you and say it may mean, she basically asked your loyalty and asked if you were devoted to the cause. And that may mean being born again and starting anew and forming something that is pure and untainted by whatever caused this. And so that name is not the name of the group that consisted of Master Ringwald and Andre and Grinlau. It is a name that you guys may want to adopt at some point if you begin anew.
So we need to come up with a name for our intramural kickball.
Exactly.
No, not really. Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I was having some confusion. I had lost the thread a little bit about what name.
And then I thought you were fucking with me.
Right. No, I was trying to be serious.
Name, so it was the whole thing.
Yeah. But is that something you want to talk about now, or is that something?
Well, it's up to you guys. I mean, is that something that you, let's wait. Let's wait.
Okay.
Because you make your way back to Kloster Umberhold. And as the sun rises, you find the entire grounds are destroyed and have been ransacked. And we get a flashback to this horde destroying Kloster Umberhold. And you start to pick around the... Let me get on the right screen here. The church grounds. And you find that you see smoke rising from the church. The steeple has toppled. The Church of Prios used to have an eastward-facing, beautiful, gorgeous stained glass window that would receive the morning's first light for morning mass. A blessing from Prios. That has been shattered. And you found a drunken... you eventually sussed out from him that he's basically a drunken cultist, and you dispatched he and his friend, and we left off with, before we get to where we left off, any questions? Anything else that we're missing, or anything else you want to kind of readjust or tweak as we go forward?
I have a mechanic. Oh, go ahead, Art. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I know one thing that's up in the air is if we actually, so, I think you mentioned we were told to protect a tome, but it's not entirely clear if we have it at this moment, right?
You gave it to Sister Frida. You were told to find her. You gave it to her in the tavern.
Okay, cool.
I have a more high-level mechanical question. Looking at my character sheet, and again, it's been a hot minute. All of my attributes are showing 10, and I don't have any weapons or gear. And Art's character sheet is also showing no weapons or gear, and all attributes of 10. And
I have some equipment, but yeah, no armor, no weapons.
And I have been trying to drag and drop several times, and it has not worked. So we clap here, and this is where Art does his editing magic. Hi,
with the magic
and welcome
of Art.
to Black Lodge Trivia Night.
Yeah. So I'm going to recap again for the listeners that missed it in the first 30 minutes.
Right.
So we had some technical difficulties, but as Art was saying, I think he's going to work his editing magic. I host my game on Foundry, so I did a thing, and then it was the thing was working, and that's about all you need to know. But we're back. So again, Patrick, you had a question. I think it was just your technical difficulties, which were my technical difficulties. But I think we're good now. Anything else before we get going?
Are we gonna go kill some dudes? Are we gonna do? Holy shit! My technical difficulties. I added like 17 daggers to my equipment.
Nice.
Let's fucking go.
Did I do anything? Yes, I did.
So let's get into it. So let's just back up just a smidge from where we left off last time. And the right music should be. Where we left off last time, Patrick, Yarick, and Eberl approached the church doors.
Right. That's my Jago voice. I gotta remember what my voice was.
The doors of the church groan on their hinges. Their sound echoes and hangs in the frozen air. The winter wind rushes through the broken rafters. Snowflakes are carried and drift and spiral down onto the altar. What once was a house of light and warmth now reeks of rot, the stench of corruption in blood. The sacred altar, once gleaming with sun gold, is marred by dark stains that seep across. Symbols scrawled in ash and blood and dirt crawl across the floor and walls, twisting like unholy geometry, mocking your sun god. A filthy man lies sprawled across a pew, snoring in a drunken haze. His chest rises and falls, unaware of your entry. Further in, you see a man kneeling before the altar. He's in torn and corrupted and defiled vestments. His face is hidden beneath a hood. He is muttering a parody of a prayer. Towering above them all, lit by the hole in the roof, stands a man that you assume to be, you were given a name, Lashak. His arms are spread wide. His robes stir in the cold wind. And where we left off last time, Patrick, I was going to give you an opportunity, even without checking him because he's passed out in a drunken haze. You approached this gentleman here on the pew with your dagger raised.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
Oh, well, as the typical I think I remember. I am pretty pious about. I mean, we all are pretty pious.
You both were asked by Sister Frida how devoted you were, and I'm adding in this wrinkle because I liked it the more I thought about it. Your sect is very devoted and very. Yeah. I don't know if that's where you're going with that, but I wanted to remind you of that.
No, I think that I am. I'm not much of a blind rage kind of guy, but this is this would be something that just absolutely twists all of my heartstrings. Yeah, I'm gonna come over here and just try and just one less heretic in the holy in the holy space today. So
nice.
I assume I need to roll a damage.
Yeah, I think so. Select your token and hit T over this guy laying on the pew there.
Yeah. There we go.
And then you should just be able to roll dagger.
I click
the
button. Bear with us, dear reader.
I'll say in a little limited time using it. I thought this was a great module.
Yeah, it's good. Your modifier. Did you already roll?
I did.
Oh, you hit anyways. You hit a 10. Yeah. So tell me where you're driving this in.
His temple. I think as I get over there and lean over the pew, I think he sniffles his nose and snuggles in, and I'm just right in.
Yeah, I think I'm not even going to worry about the damage here.
Okay.
I think what's going to happen is if you're going to do that and you get such a jump on these guys, I imagine Lashak is standing up there and he's facing and he's looking up where they've mounted. We said it was this giant corrupted moose skull stands above the altar, but it's mounted where this beautiful ornate stained glass used to be. And his arms are up, and this cultist behind him is kneeling on the ground, and his back is to you. So they have no idea because the wind howls through this church. And so I'm going to say, because I like what you did here, we're just going to... He did.
Okay. And I'm knife is still, my dagger is still buried in, and I'll look over my shoulder. And I got them little crazy eyes going. And I'll start crawling over the back of this pew.
I like that visual. a lot. What is Ebril doing?
So Ebril, I think, the last time we were outside, I was sort of watching his six because it was something that had come up before and I got surprised. In this case, I think I'm just sort of taking in the blasphemy and I'm getting enraged and I'm trying to, I might do something drastic. Well, I want to do something drastic, but I'm trying not to let it overwhelm me and do something dumb.
You might do something drastic like stab a sleeping man in the temple.
Something like that. But, my instinct is to just charge straight in and just, even if 3 people take me down, if I can just, as I go down, do my worst. But I know that short-term kind of desire is not going to serve Prios the best.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you both act.
Okay.
And you can decide how you want to approach this. If Yark, if you are sneaking, we will check your discreet against their vigilance. And I can tell you what that is if you go that route. Ebril, I like the approach you're going. Ebril, do you have any HP? Why don't I see your health showing up at the bottom?
Let's see. My
Your
current
token.
is toughness is 0, total 10.
I don't think you took any damage with the guy outside.
No.
I'm gonna put you at 10.
Okay. I know, Patrick, you were wounded, right?
I got one little stabby stab, so I'm at 7 of 10.
Okay.
What I was going to say is, other than the wolves, we flash back, and we're back in that tavern. And Sister Frida, you guys have been talking, and Sister Frida says, "Brothers, the path ahead is difficult. The most challenging is you must be patient. We are on the tipping point of ruin and destruction. If we are discovered, this whole thing can come to an end."
And is that sort of maybe filtering in the back of my mind as I'm getting ready?
You have been pent up for the last 3 or 4 months. As your only traveling companion is Yark. No, you have been pent up. You have not had a cathartic release or a chance to channel any of this rage or any of this revenge. And even though we know, or you suspect, that those defiling this church are not responsible for that night this past fall, this is your first chance to go do exactly what Yark just did, which is fucking sneak up on a queue and stab a guy in a temple 5 times over to finish him off. So I only go back to that flashback to Sister Frida has kept you on a tight leash for the last several months as things have been delicate. So with that in mind, Yark, I immediately thought of Bob.
Yeah.
Like crawling across the couch.
That was what I was going for. Thank you.
I fucking loved it. It's immediately what went in my head. So what is Yark doing, and how is he approaching this?
So, could I, and I don't know if this is being gamey, Art, how do you pronounce your character's name again?
Ebril.
Would you mind going first so that I can know where to toss this holy hand grenade?
Yeah.
Is that too gamey, Matt? Because I can.
No. We have not rolled. You have not been discovered yet, or
Okay.
you do not have initiative. I want you guys to set this up as you want, and then, of course, if something happens, we'll roll initiative.
Yeah. We'll let the dice decide at that point.
There is no Sister Frida coming to save you.
No, I didn't think so.
Okay.
But I haven't had a chance because I don't think I got to use it with the wolves. I have not had a chance to use my draining glyph.
No, you've only used your blinding glyph, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, the draining glyph is
chained.
Huh?
It chained your blinding one. Remember, like chain lightning, basically.
Yeah, the draining glyph is even more crazy. So I
Hell yeah.
You know, we may.
So go ahead, Patrick. Sorry.
I was going to say, we may just need to rebuild the church after this, like brick by brick, after what I'm about to do. So,
hell yeah. I'm going to leave it in Art and Ebro's hand. How are you approaching these two guys?
Okay, so we've got the one guy obviously up top. Where's the second guy? Is it right?
He's got a really dark.
He's right there. Okay.
Yep.
I think I would. I see what Yarrick did. I like the cut of his jib, and I decide I'm going to sneak up and try and get a jump on the guy in the middle. Because they're sort of doing a mock religious ceremony, right? Like they're sort of mocking.
It is mocking to you. You feel what they're doing is perhaps like it's a mockery to the Church of Prios, but perhaps maybe they're drinking the Kool-Aid. Like
Maybe
they're
it's
in
real
some
for
kind
them.
of alcohol-fueled orgy sacrifice right now.
Right.
I guess not an orgy, but
Nope, you said it.
Yep.
It's too late. Can't take it back.
What'd you guys say last week? The fucking like orgy dome?
R.I.P. Orgy Drome.
You were trying to get a hashtag going with you and orgies.
Hashtag Orgy Dome.
Loved it.
Anyway, so that's my intention, to try and sneak up behind this person and
Okay.
put my fencing sword right through his throat.
Okay.
The back of his throat.
So, Art, what is your discreet?
15.
Okay. And you're going to be modified. You're going to have a -3
Okay.
to, yeah.
And
All right. Normal
for the
roll, no
listeners
favor, no
and
disfavor.
For the listeners and also me, lower in this game is better.
Not in, it's modifying the number you're trying to roll under. So yes,
Okay.
lower is better, but when you're modified,
You're modifying the target number,
let me make sure.
which is backwards to everything else, which is fine.
Yeah, the thing that, for the listeners, if you don't remember, the thing that's interesting about the system is that only the players roll, which means you sometimes have to do slight mental gymnastics too. So I'm rolling against my discreet, but obviously it's an opposed roll, so we're taking into account
Their
something-
vigilance.
Yeah.
their vigilance. So the higher their stat, the more negative they apply to my 15 that I'm trying to hit.
Mhm.
I think I have that right.
Hey, even if you don't have it right, you convinced me.
Yeah, so what you're doing, Art, is you're trying to roll below your discreet, and because their vigilance is high enough, your discreet gets modified down by -3.
Got it. All right.
But when you roll, if you put in a modifier -3, it'll do that math for us.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. No favor or disfavor, right?
Correct. Holy
Nice.
shit.
10
Got
with
it.
a result margin of 2, because I think, again, like GURPS and other things, the margin matters.
Yeah.
It can. It doesn't necessarily always matter. Okay, so yeah, Art, I'm gonna say you get the jump on this guy. Both of them, actually.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to get to this person here.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm just going to put my fencing sword, I was saying their throat, but probably like the back, left side to go right through their heart.
Okay. Let's roll. So if you don't mind targeting him.
Nope,
And
not at all.
then rolling, and I'm going to.
Now, is there any damage modifier? Is there surprise?
Well,
in this
I was
thing?
just looking that up. I do not remember. I have to confess. So it is. You will get this attack. You will get this attack when you sneak up on someone in Symbaroum. You get a free attack that happens outside the normal order of combat. And then if we want to give you advantage, that would do
Right.
something else. But I think it takes more to get advantage.
Okay.
Gotta be
than
flanked or
just
something.
this. Yeah, or like an ability. Like you don't have like a backstab ability or anything, do you, Art?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Let's see. Let me just check manage real quick. Page 162. Sometimes one side of melee gets an advantage over the other. Character sneaking up on enemy attack from behind has the advantage. There you go. Boom.
Oh, so check advantage.
Yep. So you get your free attack because you snuck up on them and you surprise them. You're coming up on behind. You have advantage. You get a +2 modification, and then you'll deal an extra 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Which also checks out on Patrick stabbing him in the temple.
Yep.
Okay, damage 3. Not great.
Did that roll the extra 1d4?
Oh, it might not have. No.
It
No,
didn't.
let me just do that real quick.
Yep.
Another 3, so 6 total.
Okay. So he's going to take 6 points of damage. Tell me what that looks like, and tell me how, like, this sets shit into motion.
All right, so I get behind him, and my intention is to just make a quick, quiet, killing blow. But, I was mentioning having trouble dealing with the rage, the blasphemy. And at the last minute, I sort of go, "Ah!" as I'm ready to thrust it in. And I don't time it quite right. So, like, I'm screaming, like, for Prios. But it's a little early, so he twitches a little bit. And I don't get a killing blow.
The way he twitches, he's holding a sacrificial dagger. And there's there's like a wild boar that they're sacrificing in the midst of this unholy symbol. And he gets a sacrificial dagger up, and it doesn't deflect the blow, but it's enough to where instead of driving where you want, you hit him in like a non-vital area. So you do lots of damage. All right,
okay.
Let's roll. Let's draw initiative.
All right.
Well, actually, it's not roll. It's based off your quickness.
Right.
Which I believe if you just hit roll is going to do the things we need.
All right. Let me bring up.
So it will roll your tiebreaker.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
All right. Okay. So this cultist that you just stabbed, Art, he's going to turn around, and now I should. Okay, and he's going to swing at you, Art. I assume you want to defend.
Yes.
Okay. So you are going to roll an unmodified defense, meaning his accurate is 0.
Okay. So let me see. So I roll a defense roll, which is toughness, combat. Why can't I find defense? It's not toughness.
I believe you roll your height armor, I believe is
Oh,
what
my
you wanna
armor.
click
Yes.
on.
I'm sorry. You're right. Versus.
Let's see. What does it prompt you for again?
So it's giving me defense versus accurate, cunning. I assume it's going to be accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. Any modifiers?
No.
And I assume no disadvantage.
Correct.
Whoa.
Oh, shite.
Failed with a result margin of -7.
Okay. So he immediately, you drive in on him, right? And it glances and you hit a non-vital area, and then all of a sudden, like, you're filled with rage, right? And you draw yourself like close in on this guy, and you say to him, "Fabrios," and he just like, "Huh!" And then he looks down, but then he looks up at you, and he starts to smile, and his teeth are just like filled with dried, crusted blood, and they're stained. And then he raises up the sacrificial dagger, and he drives it down on your shoulder pad, and he does 4 points of damage. But you rolled really well on protection, so you're only gonna take 1 point of damage.
Oh, nice. So my current goes down from 10 to 9.
Yeah. So Art in his defense roll rolled a 1d4 for his armor he's wearing, and he rolled a 3, so it soaks up 3 points of that damage.
Nice.
And then we go back to Ebril, because you had a free attack from your sneak up.
Oh, right. Let me see. Okay. I'm just looking at my things real quick. I've got feint, which means I can attack with discreet instead of accurate. When the attack is made with a melee weapon. That's okay. So that's my trick.
Mm-hmm.
I can attack with discreet instead of accurate. So yeah. So I'm just gonna and we're into it. We're into a knife fight here. So I'm gonna take another swing.
Yep.
My fencing sword versus their defense, I assume. And I assume no modifiers.
No modifier. Yep.
Okay, here we go. Wow.
Oh no.
Wait, how did they
Ooh.
have a defense of 2?
Modified by 2.
Right. So I was looking to get a 13.
Yeah, he's wearing he's got protection 2 armor.
So it might have done it somehow backwards because I rolled it should have lowered my discreet from 15 to 13, but it actually made it a 17. And I should have failed by more than 1, I think is what it's trying to tell me.
Oh no, because if his defense is garbage, you get a +2 to your
Okay, so his defense
your
okay.
stat.
Got it.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay. So he you're trying to he drives in on your shoulder and maybe you spin around, you feint and you come around the other side, but you catch his robes, he's a little quicker. And maybe you're anticipating him to have the speed of the drunkard so far, and he's just a little faster than them. We go to Yorick.
So I think Yorick is enough of this sneaking bullshit.
He climbs over one pew.
Yeah, no, fuck all that.
He's just fuck this.
Yeah. I these are unfinished pews. I get a splinter in a finger. I'm like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. What's my speed again? Or where can I find my speed? Movement. I guess how far can
I was supposed to get advantage on that attack.
You are? Why is that?
So my feint ability says the character can choose to attack with discreet instead of accurate. Also, every such attack gains the same advantage as if the opponent was surprised.
Oh shit! That's very rogue.
Yeah. So an advantage is a +2, right?
Yeah.
So my result margin of -1 suddenly becomes a result of 1.
All right,
I pass.
I'll allow it.
So I roll damage.
Roll damage.
And so does that mean I get the extra D4?
Yeah. Well, I mean that's advantage. That's advantage in this game. Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna.
Well, no. It says you roll with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If your character has advantage in combat situation, receives +2 and 1d4 extra combat.
Okay. I rolled like garbage. I rolled a damage of 4. So fantastic.
Sorry, how much damage?
4 total.
He's a little weakling. Tell me how you dispatch him.
So, I lose my cool and blow the single shot killing blow, get surprised by his alacrity, and he's coming at me and all of a sudden I'm like, and since he hit me, it sort of snapped me back too. No, you got to take this seriously. And I rely on my training and I, just brush that quick slash aside. And then finally okay, let's take care of this and put the drive home where I intended to the first time.
Nice. Patrick, you're charging up and you watch Ebril just mow this guy down, and it's a flash of sword and dagger, and as you reach them, the body collapses to the floor. You can move, so generally you can close into melee range. You can move up to 10 meters, Patrick.
Okay, I moved 5 there. So I'm going to go another 2 and stand right there on the edge of the... I'm not touching the occult symbols.
Nice.
But as I'm going, I'm reaching into my furs. And I'm pulling out, as I pass Ebril, he just sees one of my little fetishes. And I think you guys remember the guy who wears a fez in the original Mummy?
Yes.
You guys know? Yeah. He's got all the holy symbols on him. That's what I look like most of the time as I'm running around. And I reach in and I pull one up. And it's a symbol of Prios. But it's slightly different. It looks like it's a deep cobalt blue, and it's etched with all of these kind of motifs of the deep sea. And I hold it up, and you remember seeing me carve it at one point, Ebril. And I hold it up, and is Lashak looking at us at this point?
Yeah, he's turned to face you guys.
Yeah, I look up at him, and I just whisper under my breath, "For all our brothers." And I crush this symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And I will now be playing a draining glyph, which is the mystic creates a glyph that becomes a whirling vortex, sucking the life force from the enemy. It affects all enemies who can see the symbol and are in front of it. This is a resolute versus strong test.
Okay.
So I will be
resolute versus strong.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's let me get back. I was pulling in the. I need to bring in this quick handy chart that gives me the numbers right off the top. You're gonna get a +3. He's not strong.
Fucking love it. So
nice.
+3 to this. Now, if I target him, do I need to add the +3?
If it's asking you what you're rolling it against, no.
So
if it says check against strength or what, yeah, then no, you don't.
Gotta put the modifier. All right, we're gonna roll that, and we're gonna go.
Nice.
Got, because I can't see it. That's a result margin of 11. That's pretty fucking tasty. So what happens then is it sucks the life force of unfortunately there's only one enemy in the vicinity. One test per target, but everybody that can see the symbol is affected. That's an enemy. 1d4 damage, ignoring armor. This effect lasts until the mystic fails a resolute test or loses concentration. So
what effect lasts?
The 1d4 damage continual is how I read it. Because it's just a vortex and it's sucking his life out. I have no idea. But that's how it sounds.
Test the mystic can damage every enemy. The damage is 1d4. The effect lasts until the mystic feels it. Surely you just can't. Are you saying that just keeps popping off until you fail?
We're just straight up vacuuming. We are straight up, never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to roll my 1d4 damage.
Yes, let's start there.
Yeah, let's put a pin in that vacuum innuendo. So it's /R.
Thank you.
Okay, and Patrick, don't forget to take a point of temporary corruption.
Yep.
Ooh, right.
All right, that'll be 3. There's my point of corruption. As we're doing this, though, I'll keep adding fluff to this. I'm imagining that, that pile of skulls and the boar maybe is the first thing that has its life force sucked out to foreshadow this. It's like like a dementor. Its face kind of elongates as we're sucking the boar's soul out. And those skeletons the skulls are getting tossed around. Those chalices of blood around it are getting knocked over. We're just making a big old mess with this whirlpool of death here.
Okay, so Patrick,
yes.
I think you can keep chaining this together to enemy to enemy. Well, no, it says it affect all of them. I think it takes an activation to get the drain. So I think you can keep draining from this glyph until you fail.
Okay.
But each one is an your action for the turn.
Right. This is better than me stabbing him with a sword, so we're just going to keep doing this.
No. I'm just saying, I don't think it just sits there and drains until they're dead or you fail.
That's fair.
There seems pretty good.
Agreed. There has to be a roll in there somewhere. Yeah.
I would take it because it has the activation ability. Yes. Okay. Fucking love it. Magic in the system is so fucking cool. every time you activate that, oh my gosh, that just changes glyph so much, right? Like if you get an AoE, boom, you get everyone. But if you're going to go back to the well, you take another point of corruption. Fuck yeah. So Lashak, like he starts to leap from the altar, and then he drops to his knee, and he like all of a sudden struck by your by your spell.
My training glyph. It has the face of Nancy Reagan.
Nice. Love it. He yells out. Oh.
We're going to keep Manson this shit. Like, everybody that...
He is going to... He looks up. Mm-hmm. And from under his hood, Patrick, you make eye contact with him, and you are met with the stare of just evil. His eyes, the pupils have just spread. It's just pure black. Mm. And you feel, as you take that temporary corruption, you feel more corruption flow into your body. Mm.
Okay.
You feel cursed magic embrace you. Mm. And then he runs down. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. He runs down and he charges at you. And then he swings. So check your defense against Lashak.
Versus defense? No.
Defense versus his accurate.
Accurate. Okay.
Which is not that good.
All right, modifier?
No, it'll factor it in.
That's right.
Nice. Result of 1, barely gets it.
That'll do.
So he's charging at you. You feel this curse come over you, and he charges at you with his sword. What do you do to deflect it?
I think, because I got my amulet in one hand, dagger in the other, I think I just kind of like tuck and roll with him. Like, not actually moving, but like if he's swinging at me, I think I just kind of dodge out of the way and let him overextend himself. You know, not quite as cool as Neo in the Matrix, but you know, as cool as a level 1 Symbaroum character would do it with the Nancy Reagan shaped game cleaner going.
Ebril, we'll go back to you.
All right. So what I'm going to hopefully do is, you know, he sort of called his shot with Yarick. So I'm going to use that to try and get around.
So I'm going to say Yarick has this handled. I'm going to head on out.
But there's nobody else, right?
That we know.
Correct.
Go loot. Go just start looting. It's fine. I got this.
Art, so you're stepping forward?
Yeah, I was trying to flank him.
Don't step.
Are you stepping on the symbol on the ground?
No.
Yes.
On the picture art.
I know.
Dude,
so this is
in the pentagram.
This is sort of the flaw that keeps cropping up with the wolves. I lost tactical awareness. You know, in the other fight, I was trying not to, but here, like in the moment, the
you're going to get fucked by the pig.
To the devotion to Prios, seeing Yarick about to go tete-a-tete with this, you know, witch magic. I'm a witch hunter, by the way. And yeah, so I'm trying to flank the person and I lose track of what I'm stepping on.
You're so resolute. Not the skill, but the adjective. That you power through. But if you stop to take a moment, you'd be feeling a similar wave of corruption that Yarick just felt. And maybe you feel an extra chill, and you pause for a second, but you power through, and you end up. And so you're using your first action, I assume, to do to move into flanking.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So you have flanked him.
Nice. So, versus
although, well, you probably had enough move to go around him. It's not like you didn't trigger a free attack. You're good.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So, I'm going against Leshak's defense.
Mm-hmm.
I get a bonus 1d4 damage. I get advantage. Now, is there any? I don't know what flanking does. Is that
so what it does is it gives Yarick an advantage.
Gives Yarick advantage.
Whoever flanks an enemy gets advantage.
Cool. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna roll the die and see what happens.
You do roll the die, but I want you to roll the test part of that again.
Okay.
So roll a. Yeah, I mean, just roll a d20, I guess. What did you roll there? Oh my gosh, you rolled an 18 on the d20, but you got modified up to a 21 because this guy's defense is such garbage. Cool. Okay. But I want you to roll again.
Another d20. Here we go.
Oh, can you even fail? No, you can't even fail.
Rolled an 11. I don't know if that. I'm sure that's below.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. So yeah, you the reason you did that is you're felt with reluctance. You go to swing and you doubt yourself for a second, but you're able to kind of persevere through. And tell me what happens.
So yeah, so there's sort of that hesitation of doubt, and I sort of wonder where that feeling is even coming from. It doesn't feel like it's coming from within me, so that concerns me for a moment, but it's fleeting, and devotion to Prios makes me lock in on Leshak, this blasphemer, and yeah, I just sort of drive my fencing sword into him. I did 9 points of damage. I don't know if that's enough to.
Yarick, you see the fencing sword come through him, and it pierces it bursts like through his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yarick, what do you do to like make this a tag team finisher here?
I keep, as he's looking down, maybe he has a moment of shock as the blade comes through his chest. I just slowly move the draining glyph and just like punch it into his face and just slowly like it. I don't know if his actual body is getting sucked into this thing, but I just drive it down into him, and more pieces of him get sucked in, black hole style. And then, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, his robes fall to the ground, and I step on it like Vader.
Hell yeah. Leshak falls. Leshak is dead. And as he falls, the candles in this unholy symbol below this altar extinguish. And you feel the corruption you felt sweep over you vanishes. So he had cursed both of you and could basically make you kind of roll with disadvantage or even double disadvantage.
Whoa.
Nice.
Which is why Art had to roll twice, but that ended up not mattering. You take in the church, and emotion comes over both of you as you guys fucking obliterated these guys. And you sent a message, but now you sit in one of the most holiest sites from your life, and you find it in completely defiled.
I think Yarick stands up and starts walking to the rotting elk head.
Uh-huh.
And I'll is there one of the long the metal bell at the end, like you put candles out with in churches.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll grab one of those and just like slowly like knock it off the wall.
And Ebril, the adrenaline surge is starting to wear off, and you get a little shaky, and so I'm kind of overwhelmed because we're young, and this isn't something we've done a lot of, I imagine. And so I get overwhelmed. Like it finally, like I said, the adrenaline's starting to wear off. So I'm finally really realizing like I just killed somebody, and there's so much anger, and it's been the pent up rage for months. And I just sort of kind of look around and sort of take in just how it's far more blasphemous than I realized when I just sort of took a quick glance. And I just sort of fall to my knees inside the symbol and just scream.
And as you scream, your scream masks the sound of the doors groaning on their hinges as they are opened. But you both feel a frigid breeze sweep in. I mean, again, it's been there. There's been snow swirling through this battle as there is no roof. And perhaps, let's just say like you looked around the grounds a little bit. And so it's not nighttime. But maybe it's, you arrived right at sunrise, but let's just say it's maybe midday or so. Anyways, in walks Sister Frida. And she walks slowly. And Yark, you're standing up. You're standing like up on the altar.
Yeah,
and
trying to knock the thing down. Yeah,
Ebril, you have collapsed. And Sister Frida comes up to you, and she puts her hand on your shoulder. And then she takes her hands and cups them around your face and raises your head to look at her. And she says, "The desecration has been avenged, but our true work still lies ahead. We must tear down these corrupted symbols, scrub this blood and filth from the stone and wood. We must rebuild this church of Prios. We have much work to do this day, brothers." And I think she'll add, "When we have restored the sacred ground, I think the three of us have much, much to talk about." And she steps up towards the altar. And she comes next to you, Yark. And she gives you a nod. And then she sweeps away the rotting moose skull and everything else on the altar. She sweeps it away. And she raises the tome up. It's still wrapped. And she places it on the center of the altar. "Brothers, let us restore this holy place." So, you guys, I assume, will set to work. She will be there helping you. Is there anything else that you want to do on the church grounds at this time? Or anything else that you want to say or do inside this church other than generally just trying to scrub it and clean it?
Go ahead, Art.
I was going to say, it's something we sort of did a little bit outside at the beginning of this scrum, which is search for anybody we might know, anything that's familiar. Mm-hmm. So there's clearly a lot of work to do to clean this place up, but, is there anything that we can, lay to rest? Can we get any information? Because as far as we know, we're the last 2 or 3 Black Cloaks in this area. So is there anybody that might have survived? Is there any hint of how they got in, who they were, because they were masked?
The walls have been destroyed. The stone foundation of the church still stands, although, like I said, the steeple has been toppled. The eastward-facing stained glass of Prios has been destroyed. And as you haul things out of this church and as you sweep out snow, I imagine there's a large bonfire burning in the center of your compound, and you're piling up these blood-stained pews and all of these things that have been corrupted. You are burning away, and every time you go outside, you're looking, right? And let's just say the day progresses, and it is still let me activate this. Although the corrupted, perverted symbol is forever charred into the floor of the church until you can really set to work on it, you are eventually able to wash away the blood, the soot, the human filth, and restore some of this Church of Prios, and at least remove the corruption, except for this reminder on the floor here. And as you do that, you are keeping your eyes out, and then you remember Friar Wilhelm. Now, last time you saw Friar Wilhelm was at the basement of the library, which is burned to the ground. But do you want to go check that out?
No. Yeah. Absolutely.
We'll activate this one. And we'll just say, maybe the library is this direction. And you go to the charred remains of the library, and it's a heap. It's a heap, but you clear it away, and eventually you're able to find the stairs down to the basement. And by this point, let's just say it's starting to get late. It took you all day to kind of do what you needed to do, but then clearing away this rubble, this debris, and finding the staircase down. It's late in the evening, or it's still daylight out, but like the sun is setting.
I'll grasp Ebril's shoulder lightly. Brother, we must let the soul sleep. I don't think that you'll find anything down there that's worth digging up.
And Ebril turns to Yarrick and he's like, I need to know. Is Wilhelm still there? Did he get out? Because he sort of sacrificed himself so that we could escape, right?
He did, yeah.
And he was... I get the vibe, Patrick, it's your character, but I get the vibe he wasn't much of a reader. The reader
Correct.
was Ebril, and we know that Ebril had a very close relation to Friar Wilhelm. He kind of reminded you that Grinlau... You are an equal to Grinlau, even if Grinlau treats you like shit and other people treat you like shit, and maybe Grinlau got the position you wanted. He reminded you that you had a place and that you were worthy at this compound. So Wilhelm is immensely important to Ebril and immensely important to Yarrick because he's important to Ebril.
Yeah.
Is the way I see it. Obviously tweak that, however.
No, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too, because as I, said in my character introduction, this is the family I didn't really have. So in that sense, it sounds like Wilhelm was almost, the father figure. And so I need to know. Ebril needs to know. So he sort of like, you're right, and I won't stay long, but let me at least look to see if there's any remains of him. And then I promise I'll come right back out.
Yarrick, are you going down with him, or are you letting him descend on his own?
No, I'd go with him. I just nod solemnly and follow behind. As you wish, brother.
The debris clearing after you find the stairs is not in there. If you remember when you were in there, a beam from the second floor collapsed and started to bring down the roof. It's a 2-story library. And this stairway was blocked with debris. And as you finally make it through, you enter the stone foundation of this library. And there, next to the stairs, is tattered, moth-eaten, bug-eaten, rotten vestments and the remains of Friar Wilhelm.
And Eberl sort of, he had sort of braced himself as best he could, but, you can only brace yourself so much. And so Eberl sort of touches the vestments a little bit. And, and maybe sort of not in a callous way, like, is there a keepsake? So he sort of like checks the remnants and like, is there like, his pendant, is there something that, I can take with me?
What do you find? Absolutely.
Maybe I do find like a pendant of some kind. Maybe it's something I had once made and it's like macaroni art. So you just sort of assume that it's just like, yeah, he's going to stick it on a shelf, but for some reason it was in his pocket that day. And that surprises me.
To throw it out.
Exactly.
Patrick,
shit, I still have this.
What's Yark doing?
I think I just I give Eberl his space. And I turn and just slowly put my forehead against the foundation, the wall right there, and let the cool kind of snow and ice just melt under my forehead, and just quietly, wait there for Eberl to finish his morning. And I'm mourning in my own way, just...
Of course.
Yeah.
You hear footsteps behind you, and it's Frida. Brothers, cannot imagine the despair you feel, but this only marks the first of many casualties I'm sure we will discover, and others we have yet to face. I'm so sorry. May Prios be with both of you. Would you like to bury him?
Absolutely, sister.
Of course.
Please, gather him. Let us prep him to receive Prios's final blessing. And at sunrise tomorrow, we will bury his body in the glow of the morning sun, so he can yet one more time receive the blessing of Prios's life.
Yes, sister. This is the way of our people.
And so she has you follow with his body, and obviously you guys are delicately carrying this body, and it's incredibly tough. But you do make it into the church, and you lay his body to rest upon the altar. And all three of you are standing there. And Sister Frida is willing to give you as much time as you need. Is there anything else either of you want to do? Or say?
I think I just sort of under my breath whisper a prayer to Prios on behalf of Father Wilhelm, and sort of step back away and sort of compose myself.
Is he rotting or is he bones at this point?
It's bones.
I think I go up and I'm trying to do this without either of them really noticing. I think I go up and I throw myself at his feet for a moment. And again, as discreetly as I can, I'm going to select a bone from our dear departed, and secret it into my robes.
Nice.
Because there must be trinkets to be carved. There must be fetishes and glyphs. And the strongest glyphs are made with the bones of those we love. So, there you go.
I love it.
Yeah, I grab the whole foot, and we go from there. Just turn around, and get a whole leg sticking out of my arm. Vestments.
Just sort of slipping it in your cuff.
He falls off the altar. The whole mess. Disgusting. Brothers.
Yeah.
I think we have held off long enough from tough decisions that must be made. If I may speak freely, whether we like it or not, we have been tasked with continuing the legacy. What? What'd you say?
You're good. Sorry. What?
No, okay. No, that's fine. We have been tasked with carrying on this legacy and the legacy of Prios and his holy message. And we must, at this time now, determine whether we shall push on and restore this cluster to greatness once again. Hold those accountable, no matter who they are, even if it's those we trust. And she holds your gaze for a long time. But brothers, that road is hard, and we cannot do it alone. I've already been through the grounds. Supplies, none. Food stores, depleted. Almost all of the wine stores were drunk by those scumbags. We have much work to do if we are to survive. And the question for both of you is, do you wish to survive? Do you wish to carry on the message of Prios? And before you answer, remember what is at stake here and remember the threat. I remind you, we are alone. No one can be trusted at this time. Now, I am willing to commit myself to this church and to the ways of Prios. But are you?
So I look at her and I say, Sister Frida, I wish to take the light of Prios and shine it across all of the land and destroy every vermin that scatters.
Prios provides for all of us. It's time that we provided for Prios.
Very well, brothers. Very well. Now the question I ask you is, shall we be reborn anew? Shall we take up the mantle of the Black Cloaks, or shall we transcend the hierarchy of the church and work in the true ways of Prios?
I think the church is devoted to Prios. And
Are they? Are they,
well,
Brother Ebril?
Hold on a second. But they have failed. And what's transpired through their failure cannot be allowed to happen again. So we must ascend.
We happy three are but the blood-stained brotherhood. I think that we must transcend to Brother Ebel's point. We must be
You're
better.
away from your mic, Patrick.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
We must be better. We must be purer. We must be the light against all lights.
Brothers, I could not agree more, and it warms me as a ray of Prios to hear you speak this way, but you must know what you say. And what I mean by that is, brothers, to keep destruction of this level secret. Dark forces are at play here. Do you not find it interesting that the church has not sent a courier, a messenger, a scout, an investigation of some sort? Where are the Black Cloaks? Where are the Church of Prios? Why are we still alone 4 months later? We cannot trust anyone other than Prios and each other. And with that, the doors to the church groan on their hinges yet again. The sound echoes in the frozen air that sits between the three of you. The three of you stand on, you're each on a point of this pentagram.
Oh, great! This is when the Inquisition walks in. This is it's not what it looks like, guys.
The winter wind rushes in. Again, snowflakes carry through the church and they fall down. You stand beneath the toppled steeple. And in walks a woman. Can you see that?
Oh, how dare you?
Can you see those?
Yes.
She steps forward, and there is right behind her, actually holding the doors open for her, is a knight. He is well armed. He is very large. He's much larger than her. And as she steps out from behind him, Yarick, you see that she wears a blindfold across her eyes. And she speaks. He does not speak yet. She says, I am Irina of Karim, and I am here to receive the blessing of Prios. And we're going to fade to black.
Nice.
I'm assuming that this is some kind of Bloodborne reference that I'm not receiving, or some kind of Demon's
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
It is a Dark Souls 3 reference. Irina of Karim was destined to become a firekeeper, but she was failed even at that. She has a very tragic storyline, and she has a keeper, Egon of Karim. And they are two of my favorite characters in all of Souls. Not that they're one-to-one clones here, but yes, they're very much inspired by them, and maybe her journey may be inspired by them too. We'll have to see. So
Very good.
I really like, I mean, I know you're not doing a 1-for-1, but I like the amount of like Dark Souls 3 creeping into this.
What's funny, Art, is you mentioned that, is I was like, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Irina show up, but it's just gonna be this blind girl on a pilgrimage. And then when you start to think about Irina, and Irina is essentially, for like lack of a better term, Patrick, like think of like, this is a bad way of putting it, but like the most important nun in all of the land, like that was going to be her job, but she failed at that. And then where Dark Souls 3, spoilers, gets creepy is like there's a giant pile of those firekeepers like under the shrine, like thousands of dead
where they've all failed.
Well, not failed. They're just old firekeepers. It's Dark Souls 3 continuity. It's very.
You thought you could escape, like, Patrick.
She was. It actually, like, fuck, this kind of fits. like they're on a pilgrimage, and so yeah, they're here, and
Nice.
we're gonna
I'm here for it. It's like I don't even
now-
have to play the game. I could just play this.
What, Dark Souls?
Yeah.
No, that's about as Dark Souls as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
but also I really like the character concept.
Sure.
So now I hope you guys get why I was asking for a name.
Yes. And I feel like Yellow Snow fits. No, just kidding.
Yeah, fits perfectly.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know if we want to do this off book or if we want to talk about it now. I leave that up to you. I know it's getting late, so if we want, we can carry on the discussion in Discord and we can work it out and have it ready for next time, or would you want to talk it over?
No, it's completely up to you two. That is 100% your decision to make. We ran out of time tonight, but where we are going next, to paint the scene a little bit, next time on Symbaroum, you will be presented with a choice. The cluster cannot survive on its own, and relationships and alliances must be forged. There has to be some kind of city supporting the cluster. And you are going to have what I think are two very interesting choices to explore. And so that is where we are going next time. But I would like the name before next time, because we're also going to have a little something before we get on that journey.
Okay. Yeah, Patrick, you want to talk it over in the Discord?
Yeah, I think so, because I have thought of a couple of names, but after this session, I want to spitball some more.
Cool.
We will start next time with here's another thing to think about. Roles in this organization. And they don't have to all be fleshed out, but there should be a friar or a priestess or someone in charge of, we can flesh that stuff out in game or talk about it, but I kind of want to build it up. If you guys are down for that,
Oh yeah,
someone should be president and vice president and secretary and treasurer, and someone should take
where's
notes
the Excel function in this for the table?
Exactly right. I just think it would be cool. So if you want to go down that route, we can next time we play. If not, we can do it off camera. But we will start with that next time.
Excellent.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm here for it, man.
Okay, I think that is going to do it for us, unless you guys have something else.
No, that was outstanding.
shit,
It's
man.
so good to be back playing Symbaroum.
Nice job. I want to applaud both of you. This was the best combat you guys have ever conducted.
Are you saying that because we didn't die?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You took 1 point and you were never, once you were down to just Lashak. I am still learning balance on this game, because I've heard a one-on-one fight is hard to. Anyways, I don't need to go on that at the end of the episode, but I'm just really proud of both of you for not dying. Good job. I'm really
Art,
proud of you
high
guys.
five, buddy. We did it.
High five.
We
Low
did
bar, and we cleared it.
We didn't have to generate new characters after one session again. I'm sorry, on the third session.
Folks, that is going to do it for this episode of Symbaroum. We have more of this, at least hopefully a month and a half's worth
Nice.
of this coming before Patrick goes on paternity leave. Thank you so much for checking this out. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. Of course, we're available as a podcast format wherever you get it. Most importantly, we have a great Discord community, and come hang out. And there's a channel for Symbaroum if you want to come hang out and give ideas and feedback and suggestions or church names or organization or positions that should be in the church and all that stuff, or characters that should show up. I'm all for it. I love that participation. There's a link down in our show notes. Of course, we have Blue Sky and all that other nonsense. So thanks for checking it out, and we will see you next time.
Take it easy, guys.
Adios.